Hello, welcome to Mxing. I'm Mastering. Today I'm going to show you and teach you how to mix smooth vocals. I'm using Ableton Live, but you can use any DAW that you want as long as you're comfortable with it. But if you wanted my recommendation, I would say switch to Ableton. All right, let's go ahead and play this.
Don't let the people take your shine away. Don't let them take your place and walk away. Just shine your light and let it be to the world. Suddenly you will be the one that they see.
Ooh, yeah. So just like that, let me play this part as well. All right. First, let me show you. So if you want to have smooth vocals in 2023, this is a trick that you do on your vocals. So press tab, come to your group channel track and put in CLA2A. First compressor, CLA2A. CLA2A is a good compressor. It smoothens your vocals and adds polished high end and low end to your vocals. And this is what this thing does. Let me turn this thing off.
Don't give up, don't give up, don't give up, never give up, don't give up, don't give up.
Suddenly when you turn it on, the vocals get warmed up, polished and all that. Then now once you have done, this is your compression level and this is your gain. The more you compress, the more you lose your volume, and that volume can be brought back by using this gain or push it up. And the high frequency is used for if you wanna have aggression vocals, you use this. You take it up a little bit. If you wanna have more smooth vocals, you take it down. You take it down a little bit. Like mine is on 100.0. So that's what you do. Leave this other place the way it is. No need to touch it. And now the other thing that you do after CLA2A compression, it just comes with these two, so it's easy. It's self-explanatory. So once you have done that, you now engage an EQ, because due to compression, most of the frequencies are raised up. A lot of low frequencies are pushed up, highs are pushed up. So what you do now is load in an EQ to tame those frequencies that were raised up. And some of those frequencies are not good frequencies. Well, they are good and bad frequencies. So the bad frequencies are the ones that you cut down around 200. Just cut down this frequency.
Don't give up, don't.
Let me come to the vocal so I show you what I'm talking about right here, and we are going to go back to the group and solo this part.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
All right, so let's go ahead and check out this frequency that I cut. So you cut that frequency, and then the other part is this one. So you cut that frequency because without you cutting this frequency, your vocals are not gonna sound smooth. And the other frequency, so what you're doing is getting rid of sharp and high toned frequencies and boxed frequencies. And then the other part that you cut is this one right here, the highs. Without cutting the highs, and sometimes, well, if you want to have a lot of highs, you can introduce highs, but I will show you a better way in which you can introduce highs to your vocals by using a different EQ called multiband compressor. Check out the video that I did for you guys on how to mix best fire vocals. I think I explained that, but I'll still explain in this one. So this is the frequency that you cut down. And once you cut it down, do not cut it too much. What you're doing is you are removing some of those harsh frequencies out of your vocals so your vocal can sound warmer. So I have done a negative 2.48 dB slight cut around 15,382 hertz. And once that is done, let me turn off these two.
Don't let the people take your shine away. Don't let them take your place and walk.
And when you have done that, now let me turn this on together with CLA2A compressor.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
Yeah, the vocal really sounds great, right? And the next thing that you add is a de-esser. This de-esser is a stereo de-esser from waves. This de-esser helps to tame the transients in some of those harsh frequencies. Check what this is doing.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
So as the sh is also taken out, there is something that this, I don't know what they did, but something this thing adds to your vocals. Without this thing, the vocal sounds like this.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
Ooh, doesn't sound really, but now when you turn it on,
Don't let the people take your shine away.
yeah, that's what that thing is doing. And this other thing, noise suppressor, no need for this, I turn it off. So this is how you do it. Now the other part of raising the highs, I know some of you guys might be saying, well, what about the highs? This is what you do. You come to your audio track and throw in multiband compressor. And multiband, you will use it now to raise the highs but also to control the highs. Now this is how this thing works. It works on individual frequencies. The frequency that you treat won't affect the rest of the frequencies, and this is why it is called a multi-band compressor. So it's a multi-band compressor. It's different from an EQ. An EQ can do this. A multi-band or a band compressor works on each band. Like if you want to just work on the low, you cut down the low. It will not affect the rest of the frequencies. It will just cut down or boost the lows or the highs or the mids alone. So that's one great benefit of multi-band compressor. So as you can see, now that we cut down those other frequencies, we are going to raise up the highs so we can have a shimmer, but this time they will be controlled because multiband will be adding and also subtracting and just controlling those frequencies. This is what I'm talking about. Check this out. See, whenever there is too much of those highs, compressor compresses, the multiband compressor compresses them, as well as adding some of those highs to the vocals. Yeah, and now when we come to the other side, this one,
Don't let the people take your shine away.
we are taming some of those louder frequencies a little bit, as well as just adding just a little to make sure that the vocal sounds warmer.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
And when we come to this other part, now we are boosting some of those nice round warm frequency, like this one, lower frequency. So we are boosting as well as cutting them down a little bit, so we are compressing them as well. Now in case you're asking, let me mute this multiband. Take a listen.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
With it turned on,
Don't let the people take your shine away. Don't let them take.
yeah, that's the secret sauce to beautiful vocals, right? Yeah, so that's how you do it. And now you might be wondering, but how do I use this? How do I add all this? It's easy. Let me go to Fab Filter. All right, then we get multiband. Let's just throw it there. I told you guys, go and start using Ableton Live. See how easy it is to just bring plugins to your vocals. And now all you gotta do is, you see this, all this thing shows your bands. This, so if you want this first band, all you have to do is come to and click, and then if there is this plus, if you want to control this other place, just click. A plus means an add. You add, and then you start working on those bands. If it's boosting, cutting, like this.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
So it's automatic. If you take it up, it knows that you have to boost it up, and it will start boosting.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
as well as, you know, reducing. And you have this other place for panning. You can pan your frequencies to the right or left. Let's say if you just want the highs to come out from the left or the other side or sides, you can do that as well. And you have your attack. How fast do you want the multiband compressor to attack your vocals, or how your release, how do you want it to be releasing after that attack, after compressing your vocals? Do you want it to be slow to release those frequencies slowly or faster? And now you have your range. Your range is simply this. Want it upward,
Don't let the people,
or you want it downwards?
don't let the,
That also determines what you want. And if you want compression, to compress it, you take it down. If you want to boost it, you boost it up, upward compression. And now the threshold determines how much of that compression will be going in,
don't let the, don't let,
less or more. So you just have to put it at the point where this thing, blue thing,
don't let the,
where this begins to dance.
don't let the people take your shine away. Don't let them take your place and walk away. Just shine your light and let it.
So you take it somewhere here. The yellow side shows that it is engaged. So this is how you do it, and then you can experiment by taking it up and or taking it down. If there is a frequency that you don't like, you just come to that frequency and work on that frequency. You bring it down a little bit, compress that frequency a little bit, and the other frequencies won't be affected. But with the EQ, the disadvantage is that once you cut, it will affect the entire vocal or entire track, unless if you are using a dynamic EQ where you just want it to be kicking in whenever that particular bad or good frequency comes in. And this is what you do if you want to have smooth vocals. And one more thing that I want to show you is auto-tune. All right, I'm using auto-tune, Antaeus auto-tune artist. So if you want more smooth vocals, of course, a lot of nowadays songs have auto-tune, and I have my retune speed set to very fast, but of course I have humanized it so that the vocals can sound human. So this is what you do to achieving smooth vocals.
Don't let the people take your shine away.
Yeah, so just the auto-tune helps also to smoothen up your vocals, but all the same, just those things that I've showed you can really help you do the best. And by the way, Ableton Live 11 will help you to open up 32 plugins and 64. But if you're using Cubase 5, you'll still be limited. But if you're using 10, 11, 12, well, they'll still be opened up, though some of the plugins will make your Cubase act a little bit slow. That's the only thing that I've noticed. But all the same, whatever you have can still work out for you. See you in the next one.